I'm Cami with Brook. Let's talk about shelf-stable foods. There are many nutritious options of shelf-stable foods. You can also break down shelf-stable foods into different categories such as canned, dried, frozen, and fresh foods. You can further break them down into carbohydrate, protein, fruit, and vegetable sources. It's important to look for the healthy sources of each, such as whole grain, low salt, and low sugar, if you can. But also be aware that these items might not be available in your grocery store locally. Just be sure to stock up on shelf-stable foods. Canned foods include things like canned fruits and vegetables. Be sure to look for low salt options in vegetables and no sugar added, light syrup, or fruits in their own juices for the canned fruits. Next are canned protein sources. These include things like lean proteins, like canned fish, like tuna and salmon, and also canned chicken, and canned beans. These are great vegetarian and vegan options. Canned tomato products like canned sauces, pastes, and whole and diced tomatoes are also great products for bases and to add into meals. Just look for low sodium options of these. There's also stocks and soup bases like broths. These come in different packages, such as this carton and this container, and also cans. Be sure to look for low sodium options of these. Also, are canned soups. These are great meal sources. Again, look for low sodium options if you can. Next, we'll go into the dried food category. Dried foods include things like dried legumes and beans, which are great protein sources. Dried carbohydrate sources, like dried pastas. Be sure to look for whole grain or whole wheat options in these if you can. And whole grains, like brown rice, quinoa, millet, barley, etc. There's also hot and cold breakfast options, such as whole grain oats or steel cut oats, and also whole grain cereals. Be sure to look for whole grain options if you can. Last in the dry categories are things like nuts and nut butter. We'll go into the frozen category now. Frozen fruits and vegetables, such as the spinach here, are great sources of vitamins and minerals as well. Be sure to look for frozen fruits and vegetables in their whole form, and also note if they have any seasonings and sauces in them. Also, there are frozen protein sources, frozen fish, poultry, and even frozen meatballs. Again, make sure that they are in their own form and don't have any extra salsas or seasoning in them. If they do have seasoning, make sure that it's a lower sodium variety. Next are the fresh foods. Dairy products actually have a long shelf life. So this egg carton, for example, has a shelf life until May. And even yogurt has a long shelf life as well. Cheese is also in that category. Bread products such as tortillas and any other bread products can be kept in the fridge and even in the freezer. Even fruits and vegetables can be kept longer if in the refrigerator or in a cool, dry place. Things like apples can be kept in the refrigerator for about a month, and vegetables, especially root vegetables, and even squashes like butternut, acorn, and spaghetti squash. As you can see, there are plenty of nutritious options in shelf-stable foods. Be sure to look for healthy options when possible, such as whole grain, low sodium, and no added sugar or minimal added sugar. Next, we'll learn about how to make recipes out of shelf-stable foods. Thank you for joining me. We'll talk soon.